Hi everyone, Misty Kirpach out here with Epic Realty in beautiful Boise, Idaho. Today I am talking with Sheila Moore from Fairway Mortgage. Sheila is an awesome lender in our valley with 18 years of experience. So she is like a super wealth of knowledge for us when it comes to refinances and purchases. And so I'm super excited to have her talking with me and you guys today.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Awesome. So what I wanted to talk with Sheila about was to refi or not to refi. That is the question. We have a lot of movement in our valley because interest rates are really low right now, but there's definitely some questions you want to ask prior to moving through this process. And so I've got 5 questions for Sheila about the refi process and questions that you will definitely want to ask your lender, or if you don't have a great lender, we're going to share Sheila's information at the end and you can connect with her and run your scenarios through with her directly. So, all right, Sheila, we'll just jump right into it. Is now a good time to refinance your home and what are the rates at today?
All right. So the purchase refinance rates are right around 2.625 with an APR right around 2.774. The refinance rates for good credit scores, 2.875 with an APR of right around 2.99. The interest rate for a refinance is a little bit higher than the purchase rate. And the reason why is the FHFA, which stands for Federal Housing Finance Agency, increased the refinance rate for all mortgages by 0.5%. It was Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's way of making a little bit of money during this refinance boom.
Awesome. But today, like just in terms of the historical value, today is a good time.
Yes.
Just in that historical context.
Yes, exactly. We have not seen rates in the 2s like we have for this long. And you can thank COVID for that. Not a lot came positive from COVID, but the low interest rates definitely have influenced, the COVID has definitely influenced the low interest rates.
Awesome, awesome. The next question is, when a person refinances their home, is there sort of a sweet spot as far as length of time for them to stay in that home in order to make the fees and the cost of the refi worth it?
Yes, yes. And you have to ask yourself that question. You have to ask yourself, how long do I truly plan on either living in this home or keeping this home? A lot of people have a dream of owning real estate investment properties. It's a good time to refinance if you're going to keep your home and make it an investment property, because then you get that low interest rate of occupying the home. But it's truly based on your circumstances, and circumstances change. There's divorce, there's death, there's children moving out, so you're downsizing, having more children, upsizing. So you really have to, soul search yourself or talk to your spouse and really determine what is your goal with this specific home, because that timeline is different for everybody.
So a lender can run those scenarios for you in terms of comparing fees to like whatever that yearly or however many years it would take to be in that home to make it make sense. I don't know if that question made sense. But
so the math is the true math. If you want to know exactly how to pinpoint if it's worth refinancing, what the cost is, the math is you take how much you're saving per month. So just look at the principal and interest that you're paying on your current loan and the principal and interest on the new loan. Let's say it's $200. So that $200 savings, you divide that into the cost to refinance. So that math right there, the savings versus the cost, will tell you how many payments you need to make in order to recoup the cost of refinancing. And that will truly tell you how long you want to keep the home or live in the home in order to refinance.
Yeah. Awesome. Is there an average cost for a refi? Is there, a specific range that people should expect to pay when they're doing this process?
Mm-hmm. It's really going to depend on loan amount. But when you purchase a home, you have a seller, and this seller helps pay for some of those closing costs when you're purchasing. With a refinance, there's no seller. All the cost is on you. So I could estimate closing costs to be anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000, $8,000, depending on the loan amount.
So you definitely want to crunch those numbers to see how many years you need to be in a house to make it worth it. 'Cause
Right,
that's not
right.
a
You're
small
going to
amount.
home in 2 years. Why would you spend $7,000 to refinance if you're going to sell your home in 2 years? I'd rather personally have $7,000 in my pocket when I sell if it doesn't make sense to refinance.
Totally. So as far as a percentage point loss when you're doing a refi, is there a percentage point that you're looking for? Meaning, is it worth it to refi with 0.5% savings or a full percent? Is there a spot that you should be looking for, or what's your thoughts on that?
It depends on the loan amount, the size of the loan amount. If your loan amount is really small, then of course you want that difference. You want to save at least a point and a half. So I would say anywhere from 3/4 of a point to at least a point is what you want to be looking at. The math is truly, the answer to that, but what I gauge is usually around at least 3/4 of a point.
Okay, so that's kind of the normal, but definitely have your scenario looked at if it's something that you're thinking about.
Yeah.
And then the last question I have for you is, does a homeowner need to refinance in order to remove their mortgage insurance?
If you currently have an FHA loan, yes, it's on the loan for the life of the loan. If you have a conventional loan, the mortgage insurance typically has to be on the loan from 1 year to maybe 2 years. But you could just talk to your lender. If you have a great rate, ask those questions. Can I just remove the mortgage insurance without refinancing? And if so, then truly only have the cost of an appraisal to show the value of the home.
That's a lot of savings.
Honestly.
Awesome. So do you have any final quick advice or anything else that you want to add to these questions for people?
Great question. Work with a local lender. Local lenders know how to negotiate fees. You've got somebody who's not in a warehouse that has a quota that they have to meet. You've got somebody you can hold accountable. You can go and meet with them. So work with a local lender. Right now, we're getting so many property inspection waivers. So you may not even need an appraisal, which could save you $600 right there, which is really nice. But again, that's factored into the cost to see if it's worth refinancing. And my last bit of advice, I think it's super important. Don't get talked into refinancing. Truly make sure it's in your best interest that you're not refinancing and then regretting it without having asked the right questions and have done the math.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us about the refis. Can you share your phone number so that people can reach you directly if they want to talk to you about refining their house or even a purchase?
Yes, my phone number is 208-724-3780. And you can Google me, Sheila Moore, my mortgage lady, local here in town in Boise. Love to talk to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sheila. You're awesome. And thank you guys for tuning in and checking this out. And hopefully this information was helpful. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.